All right, everybody. Good night. What's up? What's going on, my people? Good night, everybody. I hope everybody's doing amazing. All right. All right, let's get that. Let's see what's popping. Oh, Marvin's here. Okay. Oh, it's gonna be a great night. What's good? What's good? What's goody? All right, everybody. We're about to go live. What's up, my guy?
What it do?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Oh man.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining. Tonight's a very special episode. So, y'all know the Credit Summit is literally 3 weeks away, right? We're 3 weeks away from the Credit Summit. So, for those of you that are coming in right now, y'all know just drop the word summit in the chat. Drop the word summit in the chat. If you're on Instagram, drop the word summit in the chat. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, all I need you to do is look at your screen and you will see the instructions for the Credit Summit. All right. In addition to that, I'm also going to drop the link over there so you guys have it. So, bro, one of the biggest questions I've been getting all week, and I've been telling a lot of people that child support should not even be on anyone's credit. And believe it or not, bro, there's a lot of people that don't know that child support is not supposed to be on their credit. So I said it's one of those things that we definitely got to talk about. And there's nobody better to talk about child support than the man, the myth, the legend. Child support is fraud himself.
Yes, sir. What it do, man? How you doing?
I'm doing amazing, brother, man. I'm doing amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those syndromes where we've been taught certain things, and it's like once it's on your credit report, like they have lawful rights to put it there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, it was there, and dealing with in my early stages, and trying to repair my credit, there was this myth, there was this thing that was going around. It's like, you can repair your credit, you can get anything off of your credit report besides child support, student loans.
Loans. Uh-huh.
That was the thing back in the day. It was child support and student loan. It's like bankruptcy, we can't even deal with that, but student loan and child support is like, it's there, it's there, bro. Ain't nothing I can do. But I mean, with education, was able to remove child support off of my credit report. I want to say at least, I'm not going to say a number because I don't remember, but several years before my case was dismissed, it was off of my credit report. So
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of rumors about what should be and should not be on your credit. And believe it or not, most of society, they are hypnotized by it, right? Like they are hypnotized by it. They drank the Kool-Aid, the mantra, student loans, child support, bankruptcies can come off your credit. Those things are permanent. And I don't know where this misinformation come from, but I know through Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed from a lack of information and a lack of knowledge. It's true, because if the powers to be that control the system also educates the system, well, it's easy for them to tell the system and tell the people, the masses, what they want. So certain things that they are entitled to do for their own benefit does not happen. Like, look at it this way. We know that the whole reason why child support was created. We know the reason why child support was created. And when you tell most people, they won't even believe you. Oh, they're going to say that, people should take care of their kids. Well, yes, they should. You went, and that last 3 seconds, you didn't pull out, and you said yes, do the do. Both of you are equally responsible. But at the same time, both of you are responsible. I didn't see. Did you have a judge in your room, bro? When you were getting busy, was there a judge or a clerk, or DHHS agent in your bedroom counting strokes or anything like that?
Not at all.
So it's crazy that these people that had nothing to do with when you were laying down pipe like you were a plumber, how are they now standing up holding out what's coming out of your wallet? Ain't that crazy?
Well, I mean, that is an actual simple answer when you know how it takes place, because they presume that we are competent enough to create our own private, handle our family affairs within our own family. But when you now come to us for our services, we presume that you are incompetent enough to handle your own family affairs. So you actually came knocking on my door. You came looking for me. So at that point, my services come with a fee.
It's a great way to look at it.
That's what it is. Whether you're looking at whether it's Title 4D or non-4D. Non-4D, you get separated. You're not on cash aid, no government benefits. Y'all separate, and one person goes to the child support agency, say, hey, we separated. This person ain't doing X, Y, and Z, or even if they is, I'm putting you on child support. You rendered their services. You went knocking on their door. 4D, you was in the financial situation, and therefore you went and got Medicaid, food stamps, or the cash aid. To get to receive those benefits, you had to those privileges, you had to trade in all of your rights. So at that point, you came knocking on my door, so therefore my services come with a fee.
So there was a trade-off.
There was a trade-off. We trade in rights for privileges.
And it's crazy that the privilege that you traded it for, the same people that you traded those privileges for said, hey, this is not a right, though, and you're not entitled to any privileges here. So we're going to accept what you're coming to the table with, but just know, if we don't feel like rendering the service to you, there's nothing you can do about it.
Ain't nothing you can.
Slap you in the face, like, pow!
That's crazy. It's the double standards. Like, we can move the goalposts how we wanted to benefit ourselves. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's like you're going to trade in your rights. But again, we know that there's Supreme Court case law where they openly admitted and said, you have no right to child support.
None at all.
So, yeah. And like you said, when it's the people that's educating you and the people that's benefiting, welcome to America.
Welcome to America. And the thing is this too, that I found out. If you decide to be the victim, right? If you decide to play a victim, and you don't start seeking knowledge, how to change your situation, you will be forever stuck in this endless cycle. Like for instance, most people will never know. If you're on this call now, you'll probably know. But outside of this call and our individual mentorship, most people don't know why child support was created. So can we go back to the beginning, before there was a Title 4D? What was it first before Title 4D?
So before the history of it is Title 4A of the 1935 Social Security Act. In 1935, when men went to war or men left their woman and family in 1935, women could barely support themselves. It was basically against the law for women to work. Women were working minimally, but they could not support themselves. So if a man went to war around the Great Depression, or he left his family in 1935, the woman could not support herself. So the government has to step in and say, hey, we have to support these people. They are American citizens.
Yeah, we sent all the men to war. So
we sent all the men to war, so we got to support the women. So they come up with this program, Title 4A of the 1935 Social Security Act. This is where they provide assistance for needy families. So now, in that sense, I have no problem with this program in 1935. what they're saying is, we sent the men to war. We have to support the women. The problem came in 1974 when they start looking at this and like, wait a minute, we giving out a lot of this money. Taxpayers are on our necks. Where are we giving out a lot of this money to? It's a lot of underprivileged areas. So, because Title 4A was not entitled for people of our skin complexion. So once we start receiving these benefits, now it's a problem.
Correct.
So once they start looking at it and say, oh, well, no, that's not what we intended this for. So now they come up with this amendment, Title 4D, aka child support. You got to hit it with the child support, because Title 4D is the enforcement to force a parent to contribute financially to repay back a loan that was given out from Title 4A. Now, let's be clear. We can go on the website today and look up the 1935 Social Security Act, Title 4A, today on the website. It says a block grant to assist needy families.
Grant.
What? Grant.
I like the word grant.
What is a grant? A grant is a gift. A gift is something that's given without any counterbalancing payment. There's no exchange. It's just,
meaning,
here you go.
If I give you $1,000 right now as a grant, as a gift, I'm not looking to get that back.
Facts.
Is that what you're saying?
That's facts.
Okay.
Facts. So we have a grant, but now they start looking at to see who's receiving this grant. They said, oh no, we didn't intend for them to get this. So now we have to come up with a program to go after the people that are now receiving this free money. So they look at it and say, we come up with Title 4D, aka child. So now they looking at it and say, okay, well, we're going to go after the non-custodial parent, because in 1935, remember, they sent the men to war. So the men had no choice but to go to war. Correct. But now they twisted it and said, if you leave your woman, you have abandoned your child, and now we have to provide for them.
Hold on, TJ. Hold on. So we might have. So I don't know if she's able to come on the live. India, let me know if you're able to join. You can keep your camera off. You don't need to put no camera on. But it seems like we might have somebody on this live that may or may not work for child support.
Okay.
So that would be a three-way conversation. That would be pretty cool.
It'd be great.
If you're able to.
That'd be great. I mean, I did an interview with a child support representative who actually.
Hold on real quick. Can we all wish India happy birthday, guys? I totally forgot. Happy birthday, India. She's been on with me, like, we've been going live every day, and she's been on there, bro. She's been on this live. Shout out to you, India. I hope you're having an amazing time. Oh, you're in Georgia. I hope you're at Pasha. If you're going out for dinner, India, listen to my words. If you're going out for dinner, you gotta be at Pasha, okay? You gotta be at Pasha. If you're in Georgia, if you're in Atlanta, and you're going out to dinner, you gotta go to Pasha. It's the only place you gotta go, all right? That's it. You gotta be at Pasha, or you gotta be at Knife. Make sure it's Pasha or it's Knife. You need to be at one of those restaurants celebrating your Earth Strong. So make sure it's Pasha, make sure that it's Knife. If it's one of them, I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna tell you that too. So I'm telling you, I'm gonna pull up as soon as we get off of this live. Oh, all right. So let's go back now. So we're talking about Title 4A, right? We're talking about Title 4A, how that was created. It was a block grant for needy parents. All right, we know this. The proof is there. It's in their writing. Now, with Title 4A, they couldn't go back after needy families because they couldn't go back after needy families because Title 4A is a grant. So they devised another way. So we're going to create something under the same title, but you know what? Let's go. Why not Title B? Why not Title C? Nope. They went all the way down to D. 3 titles later, and they're saying we're going to use this area, Title 4D. But Title 4D doesn't sound appealing. Like,
No,
for,
it's not.
so some smart person said, you know what? Let's call it child support, right? Let's call
No.
it let's call it child support. And then now we can market. Damn, where did my guy go? See, this is what I'm talking about. Now my guy didn't disappeared on me. All right, you're most welcome, India. You are most welcome. We might have lost Lionel for a minute, but I hope he gets back soon. See, the powers to be, man. Instagram just kicked my boy off this whole live right now as we're about to dive into child support. Guys, like, we're going to prove to y'all tonight that there is no such thing as child support on your credit. Like, it does not exist, guys. Child support is not supposed to be on your credit. Yo, look at this, bro. Look at what this dude says. Look at what Wes says. Wes the bully. Wes says child support got him.
Hey man, hey, they've done worse. They've done worse. So yeah, man, Title 4D, they start to go after non-custodial parents to pay back the money that was given out as a grant. They said that you've now abandoned your child in family court, because when paternity is being established, paternity must be established in order for them to move forward to open a child support case. So now it's like, when in that very small window,
there's a few words. You brought up 3 words that I want some explanation for. You brought up the word custodial, non-custodian, and then you brought up the word the last one you just said a while ago.
Paternity or abandonment.
Paternity.
Okay.
All right. Like, break that down for me.
So the custodial parent is the person that assumes the responsibility of the child physically. Like, I am the custodial parent. The child resides with me most of the time. I'm the primary care provider for this child or children. The non-custodial parent is the opposite. The parent, yes, you are the parent, but you have less time. You are now providing less financials, so therefore you are considered the non-custodial parent because you don't have physical custody over the actual children. What else we talked about? Oh, paternity.
Yes.
Paternity is something where it says that you are the legal parent of this child. Because this is what I always like to ask people. So say, for instance, you have a child today. You have a baby today. Your child is here. You're having your bonding time. You know, that quiet hour where it's real quiet. It's somber. You know, no papers, nothing. Just your child. Now you make it back to your room. The family coming in. They get to see the baby, and everybody's happy and joyful. And you know, all of this time. At this time, is that child not your child? No paternity has been established at that point, because no paperwork has been presented. So my question to you is, was the child not my child before paternity was established? Paternity is just a legal document that says you are the legal parent over this child or children if you have multiple children at once. So this, in order for child support to begin, paternity must be established. Paternity can be established in several ways. In the hospital, by signing an acknowledgement of paternity, whether you can do DNA testing, you can voluntarily acknowledge that this is your child and waive DNA testing. You can be paternity can be established by default. So if a summons is sent out and for whatever reason the non-custodial parent doesn't show up, now you are defaulted. Paternity has been established by default. And then marriage. If
All right.
the child is
So
conceived through marriage, paternity is not needed.
all right. So India also said not all cases require paternity. So my question to both of
Like a
y'all,
marriage.
yeah. So my question now is this: if a requirement of child support is paternity, how does a case does not require paternity? Wouldn't that make it fraud for them to then do something? Or we're talking about in the situation where the marriage is concerned, that paternity part doesn't matter once there's a marriage in
Once
place.
the yeah, once there's, I mean, because we see it all the time where there's a there's a marriage where the person is married and they end up having a baby with. We talked about this before with someone else.
Oh, let's bring it up. We're bringing it up tonight because we're bringing it up tonight because
So
we're gonna talk about. Let's put that on this. Let's talk about that first.
yes,
Let's talk about
so
that first because I'm hearing some crazy stuff, guys. You're about to hear something really, really wild right now. But before we get in this wild stuff that's about to happen, um, let oh, India is ready too. She wants some of the smoke. All right. So listen, guys, if you have not gotten your Credit Summit ticket yet, make sure you get it. Okay. You can get your Credit Summit tickets from me. You can get it from Lionel. If you're here on behalf of Lionel's Live, hit him up in the DMs if you don't see the link for the Credit Summit. For those of you here on Instagram, just comment the word summit in the chat. Comment the word summit in the chat. For those of you on YouTube and Facebook, we're about to get into some stuff. So make sure you guys secure your tickets. All right.
yes, sir.
So now you're saying that okay, let's use an example. Let's say that I'm married to India. Let's use India as an example, right?
Okay.
So I'm married to India,
Mm-hmm.
and India went on a girls' trip, right? She
Mm-hmm.
went on a girls' trip to Mexico, to Cancun, and she was getting pretty wild down there, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then she drank that Casamigo.
Mm.
She drank that Casamigo.
Mm.
And after she drank that Casamigo, she had an amazing night. Now,
Mm.
I wasn't there. I don't know what's going on. But, she came back and, baby, I missed you, boom, boom, boom. All right. So now, 9 months later, there's a pretty baby girl.
Mm.
So, well, we're married. So that's my daughter. But then something happened, and it required now some blood work or some DNA test, only to find out that baby girl is mine.
Mm.
Now, I already signed the paperwork. I already signed it. So what does it mean? Like, so it confuses me at times because it, from my comprehension of reading this and speaking to you about this part, it sounds like even if you're married and let's say the female steps out of the marriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go get pregnant and then come back in the marriage. Well, it's sounding like no paternity is needed. That baby is mine.
Correct. Because
So
yes.
so what if I went out? Wait, let's handle this part first before we go to the
Ooh.
let, let
Ooh.
let's handle that part first. Let's
Okay.
handle the female stepping out of the marriage, went to have a great time, and then bring back a baby into the marriage. How does that like I don't
That
know.
that if your wife has a baby with another man while you guys are married, that is your legally that is your child. You are the legal father, and this is not my opinion. This is the opinion of the United States Supreme Court. There's a Supreme Court case law called Hooten versus Hooten. Not my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You are the legal father of that child. No paternity is necessary. That's your
Mm.
child because that child was conceived while you guys were legally
So
married.
what if we're divorced?
What if the child was conceived while you guys were married,
Mm-hmm.
you are the legal father.
Even after the divorce?
Even after the divorce, you done got it's already your child. The child is already here.
All right. Okay.
You can't divorce
So what?
you can't divorce your child.
So what if then I step out of the marriage and then there's a kid involved? Does that make India the mother?
course not.
Wait, wait a minute. So you're saying a female can step out of the marriage, bring a child back into the marriage, the child is mine, but if I do the same thing and go step out of the marriage and bring back a baby, she is not the mother?
This is America.
Oh, hell no.
This is
Oh,
America.
hell no.
Yeah.
To the no.
That's
Bruh.
you and that other woman's baby.
Wow. So what happened to the one that stepped out between her and the dude? What happened to that?
That's you and that woman's baby. They ain't got nothing to do with this one, your married wife over here. Ain't got nothing to do with your
That
wife.
is the
That's y'all
craziest thing
business.
I've ever heard, bro.
That's y'all business. They ain't got nothing to do with this married woman over here. They ain't
Are
got
you
nothing.
serious?
Ain't got nothing to do with her. Ain't nothing to do with her. In fact, being that this is your child, and if we coming after you for child support, we gonna take your wife's money too because y'all legally married. Y'all is one.
Whoa. Hold up. Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
So you go step out on India and go have a baby with someone else.
Uh-huh.
The other person gets pregnant. You and this other person have a baby. The other person comes after you for child support. You and India are married. Y'all are one. Therefore, they have rights to go after India for child support as well because y'all incomes are one.
Huh? Hold on. Let me answer my mama real quick.
You got to answer my dude.
Hey, mama. I'm on live real quick. I'm gonna call you back, mommy. I'm gonna call you back. More than likely they're finished use. They would be. Yeah. Go ahead. Okay. Somebody said that's child support calling. Yo, y'all got no chill. Oh my God.
Yeah. Got to
So
answer my
India
dude.
is saying that the state of Georgia doesn't look at the wife's income. Well, that's good for the state of Georgia.
That's great. So, and here's one of the good and bad things about child support. The inconsistency, because child support is a state-run program. Each state has the opportunity to run their own state program the way they see fit. There's inconsistencies. The problem with that is there's something called the supremacy clause of the United States Constitution, which says that no state can come up with their own state statute that conflicts with the United States Constitution or federal Supreme Court case law. So if that state statute conflicts with the United States Constitution or Supreme Court case law, that state statute is actually subordinate. So that thing is just inconsistencies to where certain things can be in place in one state but not in place in another state, and that's why I never subscribed to. And when I took child support to court and represented myself for 2 years in that hearing, I never used not one California state statute. I only
Because
used
based on that, it would make sense because California would be subordinate to a federal state ruling.
that's and that's and they say, well, you can't use federal codes in. Well, there's a Supreme Court case law that says their federal law is enforceable in state hearings.
Of course. Why wouldn't federal laws not be enforceable in state hearings?
Again, like you said in the beginning, when you have the people that are informing you and the people that it's benefiting, when they're making up their own rules, and that now we're talking about separation of powers. Because
right. Even before we go to separation of powers, just based on that, let's look at it this way. Right now, if you go to any child support website, the marketing, because that's what I'm going to call it, marketing.
It
The
is.
marketing you're going to see is, oh, child support is for the parent, we're all for the kid. We are about, like, let me go pull it up right now, because I don't like telling lies here, guys. So I'm going to pull up and I'm going to show you how contradicting this whole system is right now. So Georgia state child support. I'm going to pull it up right now.
Georgia?
The Georgia Department of Human Services Division of Child. All right. So right now, if I go here, I'm seeing, welcome. The Division of Child Support Services works to increase the consistency of financial support children receive from parents. That is the biggest lie. Like, I'm telling you guys right now, and I wish somebody would challenge me to prove it. I swear to God, I wish one of y'all right now would challenge me to prove it. Because look at the propaganda now that's on your website. It says, pull up California. Can you pull up California and see what it says? I'm looking at the state of Georgia. Georgia says the Division of Child Support Services works to increase the consistency of financial support children receive from parents. I'm going to shut this down right now. Tell me what you see for yours, bro.
So let's see. Let's go here. Services we offer.
All right. So while you're finding that, I'm going to go over here. So I want you guys to pay attention to what this is Georgia State now, guys. I'm on Georgia State website, Department of Human Services Division. So it says the Division of Child Support Services works to increase the consistency of financial support children receive from parents. So what if I told you that the purpose of child support was not to benefit the custodial parent or the child? Who would believe me after reading something like this on the state's website? And then you have Daraine here telling y'all that that is not actually true. None of that is true. Their motives are completely something different.
Facts.
Who would believe me? Oh, thank you, brother. Who would believe me if I told you that they are lying to us right now regarding what the true intention is regarding child support? Who would believe me? And if you don't believe me, I want somebody to say, prove it. Whoever doesn't believe me, I want you to say, prove it. Whoever does not believe me, I want you to say, prove it.
Prove it.
Okay, there's a few people that's calling me out. All right. Yeah, you're calling me out. Do you know that child support is only the custodial parent, soon the non-custodial parent? All right, so that's on the front part, India. We're going to dive in a little bit deeper. We're going to go deeper than what you would be trained at child support. This type of stuff that we're going to get into right now isn't something they're going to teach you in DHHS. This is forbidden knowledge. What we're about to enter now is the forbidden knowledge of child support that you have to do a deeper research to comprehend. So we're going to go to a case law, and this case law is called We Hunt versus Ledbetter. All right. So the case law, you guys can follow me up on this. The case law is called We Hunt versus Ledbetter. Okay. Now, in We Hunt versus Ledbetter, we are going to, depending on what you're looking at. So we're going to go all the way down. What was the section was 1565. Okay. So I'm going to go down all the way to 1565, right? And I'm going to read something for y'all. And I want you guys to follow. So remember now, we're at 1565 in the We Hunt versus Ledbetter. Now, before I start reading, I want you guys to get a pen. And I want you to remember what is on the Georgia Department of Human Services Division of Child Support website. They say that the Division of Child Support Services works to increase the consistency of financial support for children, financial support children receive from parents. I want you to remember exactly what I just said. Remember that. And I'm going to read to you now a case law. It's called Wehunt versus Ledbetter. All right. So we're at paragraph 1565. So this question comprises the first of four factors to determine whether to imply a cause of action from federal statute. Although now the second factor, no, I'm not going to start there. I'm going to start at 1565. Okay, so we're going to go here. We believe the analogy to be sound despite the court's subsequent movement in implied cause of action, jurisprudence away from court's first factor and toward a second factor. This movement toward an exclusive focus on whether Congress intended to create a private cause of action indicates the court's growing realization that it ought not conflate the question of whether a statute creates rights with the question of whether it creates a private cause of. Now we're at 1565. Action to enforce those rights. However, in a case like ours, where a separate congressionally created cause of action clearly exists, then the focus on whether the state creates rights is appropriate and the value of first court factor is retained. Now, guys, I want you to pay attention to everything that's about to come out of my mouth. Title 4D does not create any enforceable right. It was not enacted for the special benefit of AFDC families. All right. Now, for those of you that are wondering what AFDC family means, I'm going to tell you right now. Copy and paste. I'm going to tell you exactly what that means right now. It means aid to families with dependent children. Okay? Aid to family with dependent children. So,
and that's just for the record, that's how Title 4A started off.
Correct, because Title 4A was giving aid to families with dependent children because all the men went to war. So because Title 4A was giving them as grant, they couldn't go back and take it. So they created a new statute called Title 4D for collection. The purpose of Title 4D is the collection arm for Title 4A, so to speak.
Correct.
Right? So Title 4D program operates under a separate legislative and regulatory framework than that of Title 4A. They have to
they got to separate it.
They have to separate them because, oh, how did you give me this grant and then you came back for it? So they had to separate the two. That's why we got Title 4A and then we have Title 4B. I mean Title 4D, because they cannot be under the same title. Well, they can't be the same title. They can be under the same title, like Title 4A, Title 4B, whatever, but they cannot be the same statute.
Yeah, exactly.
So they separated the statute and the regulatory framework, right? Title 4A provides funds for the public treasure to support children in need. Title 4D seeks to recover those funds. I wish I could make this stuff up. Title 4D seeks to recover those funds and restore the treasury balance by enforcement of support obligations owed by the absent parents of these children. So, guys, when I tell you that the state is lying to you, their website is propaganda, I'm not just here making stuff up because it sounds cool. I am talking about a federal case law, Wehunt versus Ledbetter. Right? So, like, when you comprehend the game, for those of you that are thinking that child support's purpose was to was to collect money for the single mom or for the child. No, that's a byproduct. They have to give them money so that they take the shame out of their own eyes on what the real purpose is for child support. In this case law, it specifically tells you Title 4A, if you want benefits for your child, that comes under Title 4A.
So
Any benefit for your child does not come under Title 4D. It comes under Title 4A because Title 4A was created for that purpose. Title 4D was created to balance the Treasury's books in
so
collection activities from parent, from what they call the non-custodial parent, basically the one that owes the support that is not in custody of the child.
fact.
I hope that
So
was eloquent enough for you, my brother.
it was. So now look, that was great. But I see that was great. I see a lot of comments saying, "Hey, can you break it down? Break it down in layman terms." So I'm gonna tell you a quick little story that's gonna piggyback off of what Daraine just told you guys. We hunt versus
Mm-hmm.
live better. Now let me tell you a story. 5 women from Arizona, children were receiving government assistance, cash aid,
Mm-hmm.
Medicaid, food stamps. These 5 women, fathers are on child support,
Mm-hmm.
but child support is keeping all of the money. And they're saying, well, why are we getting a small portion and you keeping the majority of the amount if child support is in the best interest of the child?
Best interest of the child. I had to report that one.
So this is the Supreme Court case law out of Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
These women from Arizona, they sued child
Mm-hmm.
support. They said, no, you can't take all of our money. Child support said, hold up, swole up. You got a little bit too much chip on your dip. Got too much dip on your chip. They said, look, that money was not your money. It was our money. In fact, child support was never intended to benefit the child nor the custodial parent.
Mm-hmm.
It was intended to benefit the state. The Supreme Court agreed. And now we have this monumental case law, Blessing versus Freestone, which says the same exact thing, where they said child support was never intended to benefit you nor your child. It was intended to benefit the state to repay back this money that was given out to us as a grant. So
Mm-hmm.
you have 2 Supreme Court case laws that says the exact same thing.
Child support is not a right.
There's no right.
There's no privilege.
There's no privileges.
And it was not intended for the custodial parent or the child.
So
The purpose is, my brother, go ahead.
So now let me give you a real life example on how I use Blessing versus Freestone in my hearing. So my case gets dismissed for extrinsic fraud. I represented myself, no legal background for 2 years. Case gets dismissed for extrinsic fraud. Child support attorney says, well, Your Honor, now that the case is dismissed, we have to address all of the money that was taken from him. Well, child support, the state didn't receive all of the money. She got some of the money too. So it's not in the best interest of the child to make her pay back all of this money. Objection. No, 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 no. I'm not going to allow you to say that, because if I allow them to say that and I don't object, that they presume that I agree, because your silence is acquiescence. This is under presumption in these hearings. So if you don't object, they presume that you agree. So I said, no, objection. Remember when those 5 women from Arizona sued y'all, and what did y'all tell them? Child support was never intended for the best interest of the child. So if it's not intended for the best interest of the child, when you get sued, so you can keep the money, I'm not going to allow you to tell me that me getting my repayment is not in the best interest of the child. And it was hefty. I'm gonna leave it
All
at
right.
that.
So a lot of people don't know also that the more a state collect in child support, the bigger commission they get from the federal government. Most people don't know that.
That's let's call it a commission. Sounds like let's call it what it's a kickback.
All right, you want to call it a kickback? Let's call it a kickback.
It's an incentive.
Yes, there we go. That's the right word.
That's the right word. It's an incentive.
The incentive.
So the more, based on their performance, the more child support that they collect, the more arrears, the more paternity they establish, based on their performance, the more they are incentivized on the back end, a bonus outside of their regular pay. And unfortunately, it does not trickle down to the child support representatives in them offices. It does not. They are incentivized. 45 CFR, what is it? 42 USC 658A, incentive payments to states.
Mm-hmm.
In the year of 2024, the federal government approved $713 million in incentives and kickbacks to states based on their performance.
Wow.
$713 million in free money.
Wait. The United States Treasury paid the states almost $1 billion.
That was the incentive pool for the year of 2024. $713 million. And that Dear Colleague letter that went out to the directors of child support in all the states, they said, hey, look, they just opened up the bank. It's $713 million at stake. Let's run these numbers up in the year 2024. In the year 2024.
So where does child support get all of this money from?
All of what money?
All right. So, India. So, like I said, this information is not what they're going to teach you at work. They're not going to teach this to you at work.
This is great because she said, prove it to me, show it to me, and they not teach because she said, wait a minute. So you telling me the directors, they got notified that there was $713 million on the line and we ain't get a piece of that?
Oh yeah. So like child support goes deep, baby girl. It goes deep. And when we're talking about what is it? Lionel, what's that code that speaks about the incentives for the states?
Oh, that's what I just gave it to. It was there's many. There's 45 CFR 304.12, but that's not the main one. The main one is, what is it? I'm having a brain freeze. Is it 42 USC 658A? 42 USC 658A.
Mm-hmm. Right? And so there's a few topics, right? There's a few things. Like child support is not a debt, right? That's one. Like you can't be put in jail for child support. Now, the way people go to jail, can you explain that, Lionel? You're not going to jail for child support.
So
you're going to jail because of a violation of the court order. It's not the child support itself.
So
and child support is not a debt.
I just want to put it here so y'all can see it. 45 CFR.
42.
What is that? 42 USC 658A, incentive payments to states.
All right. Let's break it down, brother. Let's break it down. India, I want you to write that down. 42 USC what's
658A.
All right. Now get into it for me, brother, because this is like when you tell people that if child support is not taking the money on the front end, they're getting it on the back end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? And the more child support a state collects, the bigger their kickback or their incentive is.
Mm-hmm.
And for most people in child support that are not at the official level, meaning that you're a senior executive or You're in these offices. You're not a clerk or a judge or these so-called fake judges in these different counties. You're not going to see anything.
So so here is the I love Herman because I love the tagline, success comes with receipts. You got to
Yeah,
have these receipts. Here it is. Here's the dear colleague letter that was sent out November 30th 2023 to state 4D directors. Subject: fiscal year 2024 incentive payment pool. Dear colleagues, the amount of the incentive payment pool for the fiscal year of 2024 is 713 million 400 and it's
that
a crazy number.
is
It's right here.
crazy.
It's right here. It's right here. This is not my opinion. This is published information. They got $713 million.
That is crazy. That's just crazy.
According to the provisions in 42 USC 658A, incentives are based on child support collections and the state performance levels on the 5 federal performance measures. I'm just saying.
That's just wild, bro. That's just wild. That's wild. Yes, it is a conflict of interest because now we're talking about the branches of government. And this is why child support is fraud. Because child support acts as judicial, right? Those are the fake hearings with their fake judges. Then they go legislative. They want to enforce these laws that they're putting down. And then they take an administrative side, which is the executive branch. When they do these administrative processes, by making their own rules, making their own laws, and enforcing them, then how is one entity able to act within all 3 powers of government? How is that even possible? And we have a separation of power for a reason.
Because child support family court is the #1 financial producing agency or department within our justice system.
Ridiculous.
The #1. No other department within our justice system brings in more money besides child support services.
Wow. So, guys, when I tell you that some of you are being treated unfairly, and it's not because it's no fault of yours. The system is designed that the only way to beat the system is education. You cannot beat the system no other way. If you don't know these things, you will never know it. It's not something someone's just going to pull you to the side and say, hey, you know this transport stuff is fraud. Well, if you don't got people like me and Lionel and the other people that's online teaching you all this stuff, you're not going to figure this out. It is a big conflict of interest. How is the person that has a financial interest in the matter, right? The judges, the county, they that have a financial interest, how are they going to preside over my case without it being biased?
The 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution talks about due process. It says that no person shall be deprived of their life, liberty, or property without due process of law. You have a right to be heard and a right to a fair trial.
Now, fair trial. I want you to speak on that fair trial. Because I'm telling you, if y'all are only going to county courts, it's not fair because they already have a financial interest in the matter. And remember, the Treasury rewards the state. So the only fair trial will come from a federal court. That is a non-biased institution because federal courts, to my knowledge, I could be wrong here, Lionel, let me know if I am, federal courts don't get that reimbursement or that kickback or that commission, as I call it, from child support. They don't.
It goes to the state. It has nothing to do. It's not.
because it's a
They don't.
it's a program that operates within the state.
Yeah. 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 It. Interesting choice of words. The fair trial. How can you have a fair trial in a state hearing where under state codes where the states are incentivized to find you guilty in their own state hearing?
And not to mention, they have a financial interest in the matter too.
That's why I said they are incentivized to find you guilty. They have they have a interest in the
Bro,
actual matter.
look at that last comment. Look at that comment. Child support practices voodoo.
Yeah.
I swear to God, y'all be coming up with some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Listen for
the now what I seen this, so let's go back. India said child support is a choice. 1000% correct. Now let's take it down. Somebody challenged her and said, I seen that, and said child support is not a choice. Unfortunately, my friend, you are incorrect. Because when you look at child support, and I was
wait, you didn't do it. You didn't do it. Child. Okay.
When you look at that, and people always, when I say this, people just get their panties in a bunch. Child support is voluntary. How do you say this, TJ? When we look at a general appearance, what does a general appearance say? A general appearance says when a person comes, it literally says when a defendant comes to the court for any reason that recognizes the court's authority, you are making a general appearance, waiving your rights, and it is considered consent. So when a lot of people saying, I ain't signed nothing, I ain't consent to nothing. Oh, when they sent you that summons and you showed up without making a special appearance, you have now made a general appearance, and your general appearance is the contract because they saying you recognize our authority, you agree, so you have to recognize our authority, and it is consent. When you look at consent, what is consent? Consent says that it is done on one's own free will, is voluntary. People be wanting just an easy layup. This you got to connect the dots. They ain't finna just put right in front of your face. You can unravel. They got $713 million on the line. You think they finna just easily let me and Daraine come take down the whole empire?
No, they're not. No, they're not. Bro, no, they're not. No, they're not.
Bruh.
Two guys, you think they're gonna let two guys take down an almost $1 billion worth of revenue yearly? You almost be crazy. The ones that are woke, yeah, they'll let you out the system to shut you up, right? And most of these case laws, even though they're public information, you can't you can't find them. They're buried under so many different blogs and misinformation. Oh, it's there, it's online, but the things you gotta go through to find them, you're not going to do that. You're not going to dedicate the time to do the research because they know the average person's attention span is less than 5 seconds. Much less to read a whole 21 page of a dear colleague letter. Hello.
No, and it's unfortunate. And people always ask if child support is fraud, like how are they able to get away with this? To me, it's a simple answer. There's something called prima facie. Prima facie says that the courts take whatever is filed as true and correct until you provide evidence to say that it's not. So as long as you allowing it to be there, they are presuming that you agree with what was filed.
It's just like when we're talking about debt collectors. For example, a debt collector sends you a dawning letter saying that, hey, Lionel, you owe this debt. We bought the debt from Capital One, and if you don't respond in 30 days, we will assume that the debt is valid,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then Lionel, you don't respond. What is this debt collector talking about? Yo, this debt collector needs to go buzz off. Oh, okay. You didn't respond. 30 days passed. Guess what? They got no response. So they went down to the court. And then they went to the court and say, hey, we sent a notice to Lionel. Lionel did not respond. Lionel agrees that we are owed this debt. We are going to put in a lawsuit for this debt. So now they put in this lawsuit. You get a summons in the mail or by a server, a process service, or a sheriff, and then you don't show up to court because you think you can win the system by not showing up. And guess what they got? A default judgment. Guess what you got in your credit? Where you work. And guess what they do with that default judgment? Get a garnishment. And guess what's coming out of your paycheck? Every month, 25%.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's an like when you look at it, me, I just like I look at things differently. When you look at the system and the way it's struck, it's
Oh, it's well
it's an elaborate
designed.
it's an
It's
elaborate system,
well
bruh.
designed. It is the spider web of spider webs. It is
Bruh.
well designed.
Yes, it hinders our people dramatically. It's a well-oiled machine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bruh, like the way the hoops. Like I just posted a 4-video series yesterday on the page Child Support is Fraud, breaking down this one case where the guy filed. There was parental alienation. The mother wasn't allowing him to see the kid. He went and filed for custody. He got joint custody. The district court, meaning the actual real judge, ordered that the mother was not able to move the children to a whole nother county. She did it anyway. There was no repercussions. The attorney general, it was actually in Georgia, the OAG went and opened up a whole new case, a whole new case number, merged the new case with the old case. It was actually in Texas, I'm sorry. Merged the new case with the old case, wiped out the new one, so now it's merged together. They lied and said that he consented to having the cases merged. They didn't have his signatures. Man, they committed so much fraud in this
Oh
case.
my God.
And when the actual judge, the magistrate, he's looking at it, he's saying, hey, look, y'all know what y'all did was wrong. You see, there's no signatures here. You said he agreed on it. You said it wasn't contested. He's contesting the entire thing. And they're like, yeah, we see all that. So what do you plan to do about it? They're like, I don't know. They will fight tooth and nail, even though the evidence is right in front of their face. These are the people that we're
Mm-hmm.
dealing with. These are the people that we're dealing with.
Lionel, the system will protect itself.
Of course. And he even did so. Even though there was fraud, being that the guy didn't want to swear in or affirm, they said that he didn't even participate in the hearing, so they wiped out the entire case. His original case where he won, they got rid of it all. So now they was able to open the case and start it all over again.
Oh my God,
Opposed
that's crazy.
to it being dismissed for fraud and never being
That
opened again.
is crazy. Like guys, like this is real stuff. So when we put on a summit like the credit summit, guys, where you're able to really cut, like, this is for our people, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you that a lot of us are destroyed because we lack the information to act. We lack the information to take action on our own lives and circumstances. Like, there's nothing here nobody's making up. We can prove everything. There are several case laws to support the fact that, one, child support is not a right. Blessing versus Freestone. Child support was not intended for the custodial parent or the child. It was created to recoup state funds, right? That is Wehunt versus Ledbetter. Like, you can prove the stuff, ladies and gentlemen. And if you sit there and you just hear what's going on, and we're saying that, comment the word summit, right? In the inbox right now, drop the word summit, or comment the word summit, or go to the link in the bio and click the link and come to the summit so you can be educated on more things to set. Like, guys, I'm telling you, This is being done for you. This is a forbidden part of credit that it's only a few people are willing to put the time in and the research to learn. Guys, we didn't just know this stuff overnight. How long did it take for you to know what you know, Lionel?
2 years to learn it, and I was doing on-the-job training.
OTP, what they call it? On the job
OT.
training. OJB?
Yeah. I was doing on-the-job. I was in the game learning how to play the game.
Oh, so you were learning how to swim while being tossed in the water.
I was in the water. It's like, okay, either you're gonna sink or you're gonna make it back to shore.
Yeah, somebody just say child support is more for the government than the child. Yes, they tell you. It's not a secret.
Yeah.
Just being. It's not a secret. We Hunt versus Ledbetter. They tell you child support. Title 4D. Let me read it for y'all, because y'all must be thinking I'm joking over here. They tell you in the case law, Title 4D does not create any enforceable right. So you can't enforce nothing on the child support unless they want you to enforce it. If they're not with it, they're not with it. A Title 4D program operates under a separate legislative and regulatory framework than that of Title 4A. Why would Title 4D need to bring up Title 4A? Because Title 4D is the collection arm for Title 4A. It's a separate corporation.
And that's
right?
why you guys need to be there in Atlanta, October
11
11th through
through
the 13th
13.
at the Credit Summit, because you're gonna be able to see myself and Daraine and many others live, busting it down.
We're gonna break this down, man. And I know Lionel is bringing books.
Oh yeah.
The class. Do you have any of them can show the audience? Do you have any right now beside you?
In the studio? No, I do not.
All right, so
Actually, I do. I take that back. I do.
okay, I'm about to say rule of thumb, Lionel. Always got one in the studio.
Always keep one on deck.
Right?
Always keep
So
one on deck. Yeah.
we are authors, guys. We're not just like we are authors.
Yeah.
Like we are authors.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll be doing book signing too. I'll be signing I'll be giving away 30 of these. So I'm giving away 30 of mine. I'll be signing them. You guys won't have to worry about purchasing mine. I'll be giving these away to my VVIP people that get the VVIP ticket, along with a new book that I'm coming out. So my VVIPs, you will be getting 2 books. There's another book that I just finished writing today, literally today. It's been mocked up, audited. It's being done, and the only place you can
right
get
now.
that is the Credit Summit. Guys, forbidden credit is a real thing. This right now, tonight's episode of this live, this is actually forbidden credit. This is stuff that people don't know. This is stuff that it's there in plain, but guess what? No one knows about it because no one is taking the time out. And ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you that the only place you need to be October 11th through 13th is Atlanta, Georgia, I don't care if you fly, I don't care if you walk, I don't care if you ride a bike, come and get the information. So for those of you that are here, guys, if you're on Instagram, comment the word summit. Drop the word summit in the chat. Comment the word summit. And for those of you on YouTube, on Facebook, I am going to drop the link one more time. I got to head to the gym, so I got to get out of here. You know, I'm working on my Credit Summit body right now. You know, I got to make sure I fit my suit.
Oh, yes, sir.
Working on my Credit Summit body right now.
I'm in my gym clothes as we speak. So
yeah, I'm about to head to the gym right now. Guys, get on board. And for those of you that are having arrears issues and passports taken, we're gonna have a VIP night. We're gonna have the Black Excellence dinner. It gives you guys more than enough time to meet with Lionel, talk with him, book a consultation if you need to. Guys, there will be a lot of people and a lot of resources in the room. There is nowhere else you should be but the Credit Summit. And guess what? You can bring your kids. You don't got no babysitter? It's okay. It is kid friendly. It is a learning environment. You can bring your kids to the Credit Summit, guys. You can bring your kids to the Credit Summit. As a matter of fact, I highly recommend that you bring it because education needs to be a family thing. I recommend that you bring it. Kids under 13, you know, I'll probably do kids under 15. Y'all don't even have to pay for kids under 15. You don't.
Bring them
Because
to
I
get that
think if you're
education.
16 and 17, you should be able to stay home by yourself. Yeah, 15-year-old, that might be pushing it. But anything younger, they get in for free. So you don't even have to worry about, oh my God, I'm gonna have to pay for my kids. No, kids come in for free. That's fine. Bring your kids. Just make sure you show up and you don't. No excuses.
No.
No excuses.
Man, I want to salute you, man, for putting on the Credit Summit, and I want to thank you for inviting me to partake in your community on your stage. I can't wait. I'm working on my presentation. I'm already cooking up. It's just like, I can't wait to get there, man. I salute you for everything that you've been doing. I've been following you for a while, and it's great to now be working with you. And I can't wait to
Yeah,
touch
I
that stage.
remember when we just met at Investfest and you gave
E-
me the book. Yep.
Exactly. I just seen a video the other day. You know how they always showing you like reminders. I'm like, wow, look at this. Like, look how much a year can change.
A lot can change in a year, man. And look at us
Yeah.
now. We're forefront in the education, leading this charge, changing a lot of lives, and just letting people know that there is hope. There's hope. And guys, I'm gonna have my books. I think I'm gonna have about, I might have 100 books at the Credit Summit. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be giving away 100 books now. I might be giving away 50, but I'm not giving away 100. All right. I might give away half of them. But if I got to give away the 100, guys, guess what? I am with it, because my whole goal here is education. I want you guys to be blessed. I want you to be a blessing to someone else. I want you to take this information, learn it, and go make your family great. Make your families great again. Go make your credit scores great again. Go make your consumer reports great again. There are things like child support that's not even supposed to be on your credit. And I know India mentioned earlier that child support actually reports to your credit report as an act of collection. Well, I'm here to tell you that consumer law states child support did not originate from a consumer credit transaction, and therefore it is ineligible. It does not meet the conditions to report to your credit. So these are the things that I'm going to be teaching you, that Lionel's going to be breaking down. And this, I even have a dispute letter. Guys, there is child support on your credit is a thing of the past. It is a thing of the past, the same like medical collection. All right. So I gotta go get ready for the gym. I got 14 minutes to get there.
So peace.
So, ladies and gentlemen, be blessed. Go be a blessing. Thank you very much, brother. Go be a blessing to someone else. Comment the word summit, guys. We're about to get out of here. If you did not get your Credit Summit tickets, comment the word summit. I know it was a lot of listening tonight, but you guys, this is information you have to know. This is information you must know. Child
Yes,
support
sir.
is fraud, ladies and
But
gentlemen. See
take
y'all at the
care of them
Credit Summit.
kids though, because this ain't no get out of jail free
It's
card.
not. It's not. Thank you very much.
Peace.
This is not a get out of jail card. Please take care of your kids. Kids are so precious. They are so amazing. Take care of your kids. All right. I will see you guys at the Credit Summit. Don't forget to secure your tickets. To all my VVIP people that's going to be at the Credit Summit, there will be a lot of goodies, gifts, meet and greet packages that you guys will be able to get. You guys will be getting a lot of treats. So for those of you that get the VVIP ticket, there's a lot of things that you guys are going to get. There's a lot of benefits that come with you getting a VVIP ticket. You can do backstage access. You're going to do meet and greet. You can meet all the speakers, take pictures with all of them, speak with them, network with them. There's going to be a lot. You're going to get books that are signed. There's going to be a lot of benefits to being a VVIP member at the Credit Summit. Ladies and gentlemen, see y'all later. I'm going to go get ready for the gym. From your favorite island boy. See y'all later. Hey, India, enjoy your birthday, all right? See you soon.